Good morning all. Welcome to Conduct Learning. How to learning with study. So we were at a chapter chemical reaction and equations, and this is the first chapter for class 10 science. Previously in the last video we have done what is a balanced equation and what is an unbalanced equation. And we also have done what is a procedure to balance a chemical equation. So we found that if the law of the conservation of the mass is followed by a chemical equation, then it is balanced, otherwise it will be not. And if we balance the mass on the reactant side and on the product side of a chemical equation, the equation will be get balanced. So after that we will continue with the next topic, which is nothing but the type of chemical reactions. So there are the different type of chemical reactions that can be happen. First is a combination reaction, another is a decomposition reaction, third one is a displacement reaction, and fourth is a double displacement reaction. The first is a combination reaction. The reaction in which the combination of the reactant is happened on the product side of a chemical equation, the reaction is known as combination reaction. That means to say, if we having a different substance on the reactant side of a chemical equation and these substances are combined to form a single substance on the product side of a chemical equation, the equation is known as combination reaction, or the reaction is known as combination reaction. On the another side, the decomposition reaction is a reaction in which the decomposition of the single substance on the reactant side of a chemical equation is happened to the different substance on the product side. That means to say, a substance in a chemical equation on a reactant side is decomposed or its breakdown into the different substance on the product side of a chemical equation. This reaction is known as decomposition reaction. Third is a displacement reaction. The displacement reaction is the reaction in which the different element from a substance is getting displaced toward the another substance if the chemical reaction is happening. Fourth one is a double displacement reaction. In a double displacement reaction, the number of substance will be either 2 or more than 2, and the element of that substance will be getting displaced toward each other substance on a product side of a chemical equation. So these are the four different type of chemical reactions, and we will study it in a detail in the next slide. First, combination reaction, and we will understand this combination reaction from the activity. In this activity, what we have done, we have first of all taken a calcium oxide, a small amount of calcium oxide in a beaker, and after that we are slowly adding a water into that, and we observe that the temperature of a beaker will be get changed when we will touch that beaker. And why this happen? This is happened because some heat is produced when the chemical reaction is happen in between calcium oxide and a water. And what kind of the reaction it is happen, we will study in the next slide. This is a combination reaction which is happened inside the beaker, because beaker is containing first a calcium oxide. A calcium oxide is a nothing but is a combination of two different elements, calcium and oxygen, and this substance is added with a water, which is the formula for water is H2O. It is a combination of two different elements, hydrogen and oxygen. So what we are doing, we are basically adding water into the calcium oxide, and it is giving us a single product on the product side of a chemical equation. This is calcium hydroxide. This is a single product formed after a chemical reaction happen in between the calcium oxide and a water. And with that calcium hydroxide, it is also release some heat. That's why the beaker is getting heated up and the temperature of the beaker is getting raised, because when we touch it. So this kind of the reaction is known as a combination. So what is happening in that reaction? The calcium oxide and the water are combined and form a single product which is known as calcium hydroxide. So the reaction in which the combination of two products is happened is known as combination reaction. And further, this calcium hydroxide is having the application in the whitewashing of a building's wall. So calcium hydroxide is basically a salt lime which is used for whitewashing of the walls. And this whitewashing is when happened after to the 2 and 3 days, this calcium hydroxide is reacting with the carbon dioxide present in the air, and it is formed of a different product which is known as calcium carbonate, which is giving the shining surface to the wall. This is basically added, this paragraph is basically added in this slide to make it clear what is the actual use of the calcium hydroxide in real life. And the reaction of the calcium hydroxide with carbon dioxide present in the air is also written there for your clarification. It is giving a product calcium carbonate and H3O. This calcium carbonate is the reason behind the shining surface of a wall after whitewashing. Another example of combination reactions are also given there. For example, when we burning a coal, we understand the coal is the product of carbon. This is the symbol of carbon. The coal is a product of carbon, or when we are burning a coal, it is basically possible only when the oxygen is present in the air. So that's why for the burning of coal we required oxygen. So that means to say this is basically happen a reaction in between the carbon and oxygen when we are burning a coal, and after that reaction it is giving a single product which is carbon dioxide. It is a gas, carbon dioxide. So what is the meaning of that? This is a combination reaction which is happening between the carbon and oxygen, which is giving us a single product which is known as carbon dioxide. So if we are burning a coal, it is giving a combination reaction. Another example of combination reaction is in between the hydrogen and oxygen. If we combine hydrogen gas with oxygen gas, it is giving us water, which is H2O, which is liquid in nature. So here 2 represent the number of molecules of hydrogen required, and 2 in the foot of hydrogen representing the number of atom present in the hydrogen element for hydrogen gas. Right? Same for oxygen, number of atom present in oxygen gas. So it is giving the 2 molecule of water, 2H2O. Third example, it is basically defining the reaction in which heat is produced. Heat is basically produced when we burn methane gas, natural gas, which is nothing but is a methane gas, and the formula for methane gas is CH4. If we heat up it in the presence of air, if we burn natural gas in presence of air or oxygen, particularly oxygen, it is giving us carbon dioxide and water and heat. So this reaction is basically defined where the heat is produced. Another example of producing the heat is respiration reaction. It is basically happening in a human body. When we are taking food is represented by a glucose formula here, which is nothing but C6H12 and O6. This is represent the chemical formula for glucose. When we taken food, that means say we are taken glucose. We are even the respiration reaction is happen in our body. That means say we inhale oxygen. So in presence of oxygen, the glucose produced carbon dioxide, water and energy which is required for our body. So respiration is basically an exothermic process, or burning of natural gas is also exothermic gas, and the exothermic exothermic reaction is a reaction in which heat is produced. So in this both reaction heat is produced. These reactions are basically describing where the heat is getting produced. So respiration is also exothermic reaction. Exothermic is a reaction where heat is produced. Endothermic is a reaction which heat is absorbed, heat is required. So there are two different kind of reaction. One is for production of heat, one is for absorption of heat. Exothermic reaction is defined where heat is produced. Endothermic is a reaction where heat is absorbed. So these both are example of exothermic reactions. Another type of reaction is decomposition reaction. In this decomposition reaction, we will understand it by a activity. In this activity, we are first of all taken 2 gram of ferrous sulfate crystal in a tube, as the girl is taken there and holding the tube with a tongue. After that, we will start burning the ferrous sulfate crystals on the flame. on a flame. When it will be start getting heated, the ferrous sulfate, when it will be start getting heated, we will observe the color of that ferrous sulfate, and we will found that the color of that ferrous sulfate will be getting changed. In previously the color was green, now the color will be getting changed after the reaction is happened. And this reaction is basically defined the decomposition reaction, because the ferrous sulfate is decomposed into the different products. And what is the chemical equation of for that reaction is, it is presenting there. In this, when we burning ferrous sulfate with heat, the formula for ferrous sulfate is FeSO4. 2 is a molecule, number of molecule for ferrous sulfate taken. When we burn the ferrous sulfate, when we will heat up the ferrous sulfate, it will be decomposed into the three different products, as you can see there, 1, 2 and 3. First product is ferric oxide, another is sulfur dioxide, and third is sulfur trioxide. Sulfur dioxide and trioxide both are gases, and ferric oxide is a solid. So this is basically how the decomposition reaction is happen. A single substance is break down to the different substance on a product side of a chemical equation. This is known as a decomposition reaction. It is also written there. In this section you can observe that single reactant break down into simpler products, as you can see there. This is known as decomposition reaction. Ferrous sulfate crystal lose water and get it heated up and lose its color also from green and giving product and decomposed into the different product. The first is known as ferric oxide, another is a sulfur dioxide, and third is a sulfur trioxide. So we can understand by just looking at the equation that a single substance which was known by ferrous sulfate, when it is heated up, it will be break down into the three different products in the chemical equation, when first is known as ferric oxide, another is a sulfur dioxide, and third is a sulfur trioxide. So this is the decomposition reaction. We can also have another example for the same kind of reactions. For example, when we will burn the calcium carbonate, we will heat up the calcium carbonate. It will be give us two different products. That is, first is known as calcium oxide, another is a carbon dioxide. As you can see there, CaCO3 is representing the calcium carbonate. It is a chemical formula for calcium carbonate. It is a combination of two different elements, calcium and carbon. Sorry, not two, it's three. Calcium, carbon and oxygen. They are the three elements, calcium, carbon and oxygen. It's a calcium carbonate, and it is giving us a product, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Calcium oxide is a combination of two different elements, calcium and oxygen, and carbon dioxide is also the combination of two different elements, carbon and oxygen. So this is the decomposition reaction, because one single substance is decomposed into two different substances on the product side of a chemical equation when it is heated. Another example is silver chloride. When we will burn the silver chloride, or when we will indirectly burn the silver chloride in the sunlight, the silver chloride will be decomposed into the two different products, silver and chlorine. Silver and chlorine. You can see silver is represented by Ag and chlorine with Cl. So this is a silver chloride, and there is we have taken two molecules for silver chloride and decomposed into the two molecule of silver and one molecule of chlorine. After that, the same example is for silver bromide. Here that we have taken the two molecule for silver bromide. When we will kept it in the sunlight, it will be getting heated up and it will give us silver and bromine. Two molecule for silver and one for bromine. So this is basically the decomposition reaction. So we have done here the two different kind of the reaction. One is a combination reaction, where the combination of different substance on the product side of a chemical equation is happen. Another is a decomposition reaction, where the two or more than two product of a reactant in a chemical reaction is happened, or we can say a single substance is break down to the two different products, or two or more than two products is known as a decomposition reaction. Another reaction is displacement reaction. In this reaction, to understand this reaction, we first of all perform activity. We will take two iron nails and we will rub it with the sandpaper, so that any rusting on that iron nails will be getting removed before to use it in the experiment. and we are taken two test tube A and B, and we will add copper sulfate solution CuSO4 in that test tubes. First, we will thread the iron nails and we will immerse one of the iron nail in a copper sulfate solution, say in a test tube B, and it will be kept in a copper sulfate solution for 20 minutes. Another nail we will not immerse in the copper sulfate solution, for example in a test tube A. So what we will observe? We will observe that the iron nail will be getting brownish after a chemical reaction, and this iron nail is the nail which is immersed in the copper sulfate solution in test tube B. On the another side, the iron nail which was not immersed in the copper sulfate solution, it is as it is. Its color is as it is. And secondly, we will observe that the color of the copper sulfate solution in test tube B, where we immerse the iron nail, is getting changed. It is changed from bluish to dull bluish. It is faded, and the color for copper sulfate solution in test tube A is as it is, because the iron nail is not immersed in that. So this is basically happen because of the displacement reaction, and how this reaction is happen we will understand by the chemical equation. Here we can see in a chemical equation Fe is represented as iron and CuSO4 is a copper sulfate, and in this reaction we found ferrous sulfate and copper. So that means to say iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. That's why this reaction is known as displacement reaction, because the reaction is happening between the iron and copper sulfate solution. So iron basically act like a removing agent, and it remove or displace copper from copper sulfate solution, and we found copper individual element, and another we found ferrous sulfate. This kind of the reaction is known as displacement reaction, because iron displaces copper. So that's why this is known as displacement reaction. Another example of displacement reaction as we are taken here, zinc and copper sulfate solution. Here we can again see zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate solution and form zinc sulfate and copper on the product side. We can see zinc is represented by Zn here, and copper sulfate is represented by CuSO4. And this zinc displaces this copper and form zinc sulfate, and copper being an individual element. The same reaction we can see in the lead and copper chloride. The lead displaces the copper and form lead chloride and copper as an individual element. That means to say zinc and lead are more reactive element than copper, because it helps to displace the copper from the copper chloride solution and copper sulfate solution. That means that zinc and lead both are more reactive than copper. They displace the copper from their solution. This kind of the reactions are known as displacement reaction. Another kind of reactions are double displacement reaction. To understand this, we again perform an activity. We take 3 milliliter of sodium sulfate solution in a test tube, and in another tube we take 3 milliliter of barium chloride. So we taken two solutions in two different tubes, and the amount is same, 3 milliliters. Sodium sulfate in a one test tube and barium chloride in a second test tube, and we found that a double displacement reaction is happened in between the both, and we will understand this by the chemical equation written there. We see sodium sulfate, and it is represented by Na2SO4, sodium sulfate, and another we taken barium chloride. Sodium sulfate are taken in one test tube, around 3 milliliter of solution, and barium chloride taken as 3 milliliter around 3 milliliter in a second test tube. And when the chemical reaction is happened in between the both, we found that the elements are getting displaced and attached to the another element, another substance. We see we found barium sulfate and sodium chloride as a salt. What is this? This is a double displacement reaction. Because in a sodium sulfate, the sulfate is displaced and combined with barium, and chloride from the barium is combined with sodium. So where this kind of reaction is taken place is known as double displacement reaction. It is written there, you will observe that the white substance which is insoluble in water is formed. This insoluble substance formed is known as a precipitate. Any reaction that produces a precipitate is called a precipitation reaction. The white precipitate of BaSO4 is formed by the reaction of SO2,4 and Ba2. The another product form is sodium chloride, which remains in the solution. This is a salt. This will be remain in the solution. Such reaction in which this exchange of ions, that means to say exchange of ion, is happened between the reactants is known as double displacement reaction. Next we will continue with the oxidation and extraction. Thank you.